Hey everybody, this is Nick Baldwin, and today I'm being joined by former UFC lightweight champion Benson Henderson, who takes on Islam Mamedov this Saturday night at Bellator 273. Benson, how are you?
I'm not too bad, man. I'm not too bad. Just starting to get down the way and there, all that fun stuff.
Absolutely. Appreciate you taking the time, especially just a few days out from the fight. First of all, it's only been 3 months since your last fight. Obviously, the two before that, you had about a year in between, so it must be nice getting back in there pretty quickly, I would imagine.
Say one more time.
I said I imagine it's pretty nice getting back in there just 3 months after your last fight, given the fight before that, it took, there was about a year layoff.
Oh yeah, uh, the fight before that was had ACL surgery in between, so it is nice to not have any sort of injury, not have any sort of surgery, and hop back in here relatively quickly. 3 months is probably the shortest I've gone in between fights in a long time, so I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, and when your last fight against Brett Primus, you've had competition since then. I know you grappled Ben Saunders about a month ago at a UFC Fight Pass Invitational. How was that? Is that something you would like to do again?
Oh yeah, I love competing. I do jiu-jitsu tournaments. I still do wrestling tournaments. Go over to a college open, go do some of those. Let them youngsters beat up on me. But I just love to compete. I love to have fun. Love to get in there. And like grappling events, they're good fun. You don't get punched in the face. You just wrestle a little bit, grapple. It's nice. It's fun.
Yeah. Obviously, now you're focused on the fight on Saturday against Mamedov. Just sort of walk me through what the rest of fight week looks like. Obviously, Friday you weigh in. As of now, is it kind of just you're relaxing as much as you can? Obviously, thinking about the weight. What does the rest of the week look like for you?
Oh yeah, the rest of the week will be just working out. Not as impactful, not as getting punched in the face type of working out, but working out to burn calories, working out to lose a water weight.
Okay. Obviously, coming off a couple losses coming into this one, is the mindset different? Is it kind of just the same as usual? Does it feel like another fight? What's the mindset like coming off or coming into this fight?
The mindset's the same as always. For me, hopefully in your career, it goes the correct path, the correct arc goes the right way. Um, but you're going to have a lot of firsts. You're going to have first time as a pro, first time on a big organization, first time UFC, first time Bellator, first time WC, first time a bigger show, first time on the main card, first time as a main event, first time fighting for a belt, first time fighting pay per view, first time this, first time that. So there's always different situations, different scenarios, different firsts that some people can allow to be additional outside pressure. But for me, the amount of pressure I place on myself far exceeds any sort of outside pressure from any of those different types of firsts or any sort of different type of scenario. Scenario being my first time ever in my career. I had over 40 fights, close to 50 some fights. First time I ever been on 3 losses in a row. Definitely a bad taste in the mouth. Definitely doesn't feel very good. I definitely don't like it. But it's just another one of those firsts, just another like one of those things. But still, the amount of pressure is the same that I put on myself.
Is that pressure you put on yourself tough to deal with, or at this point in your career, is it just kind of part of the game?
Say one more time.
I said that pressure that you put on yourself that you're talking about, is it tough to deal with that, or is there something you do to deal with that? Or at this point, you've been there, done that, you kind of, it's just part of the fight game.
I've been here quite a bit. I've had a lot of fights, like I said, so I'm pretty much used to the amount of pressure that I put on myself. It's not anything I'm not used to and don't know how to deal with. So nothing out of the ordinary, I would say.
Yeah. This is on Mamedov fight. How did you feel about this opponent when they offered it to you? Did it sort of come out of left field in your opinion? How do you feel about, or how did you feel about it when they first came to you with this matchup?
I liked it a lot. We sat down with the Bellator VPs, talking to Texan Scott Coker and talking to the Bellator higher ups. And before they brought up Islam's name, I was talking to them. I said, hey, what do I need to do? I feel as if, of course, I'm biased, but I feel as if I'm still, one of the best in the planet at 155. 3 losses in a row doesn't really show it, of course. But what I need to do to get back up there for a title shot right away, I want to wait. I don't want to take another 7 fights, go 7-0, and then get a title shot. What can I do to make a big splash to get back up there right away for a title shot next, a title shot contention, title shot talk? And then they brought up Islam's name. I was like, well, we have this guy, the Russian, Islam Mamedov. He's 19 wins in a row. He just beat Brent Primus, so he just beat the guy who beat you. So if you do like the MMA math or whatever, the guy, cool. They said Islam. I said yes, let's do it. If that's the guy I got to beat up to get back up there right away for a title contention, sign me up. Let's go.
Did you get the sense that they might not have given you someone who was on this big winning streak had you not asked for the fight that would get you to the title the quickest? Like, is this something that you prompted in your mind?
I don't necessarily say I prompted it, but I was definitely looking for that big splash, the big this, the big whatever it would take to next fight be up there for title contention. That's what I want. That's what I was looking for, and Islam's name came up, and I said, "Cool, awesome, great." I don't know if you say I don't know if you could say that I prompted it, but I'm not against it.
Yeah. Has Bellator told you that you could get a title shot if you beat him? Obviously, it sounds like Brent Primus is going to be challenging Patricky Pitbull. Like, in your mind, could you fight the winner of this if you get past Mamedov on Saturday?
They can't just say, "Oh yeah, you get a title shot for sure. You do this, yada yada yada." But I asked them the quickest way back to a title shot, being up there title shot contention, and they threw Islam's name out there. So from what that sounds like to me, then yeah, like you beat Islam, next high ranked guy, wherever the case is, then should be up there. It sounds like to me.
Yeah. I was going to ask you if it's a little difficult getting motivated for this fight, just because it feels like from the outside looking in, it feels like a high risk, low reward matchup, just because he's not the biggest name, but he clearly is talented, big winning streak. But given what you've been told could be at stake, I imagine there's been no issue sort of getting motivated for this particular opponent.
If you need any sort of outside factor to get motivated as a fighter, might not be in the correct career path. I get motivated for all my fights. It doesn't matter if it's in the back of a 7-Eleven or if it's in front of 55,000 people. I'm always motivated every time I step in there. Even if it's just a grappling event, I'm as motivated for a grappling event against Ben Saunders as I was for title shots. It doesn't matter what I do. I'm always, as a competitor, I always want to get my hand raised. I want to get out there and get after it. And like motivation is not something I need extra of. Oh, this is going to motivate me, or that's going to motivate me. This is going to motivate me. I'm a very highly self-motivated individual, and I don't really need those like outside motivating factors.
Especially this late in the game, I would think too. Hey, like if you've gotten this far, then clearly you don't need that outside motivation.
Sure, yeah. If you say so.
That's fair enough. As far as sort of the key in this fight, what do you see as your biggest advantage over Mamedov?
I'll probably say though everything else. His advantage would be the wrestling. But as far as like kickboxing, if we did a kickboxing fight, I think my advantage is there. If we were to have a boxing match, just strict boxing rules, I think I have the advantage there. If we were to have a jiu-jitsu competition, strict just jiu-jitsu, like not just wrestling, but jiu-jitsu, grappling, I think I have the advantage there. I think his advantage is wrestling, and then that might be it.
Yeah. How key do you think your experience could be? Do you think that sort of plays a part too?
I think the experience will definitely play a part. I think you should play a part in a lot of your fights if you're smart in how you do it and how you use it. But he won't 19 wins in a row. He has a pretty long career. He fought for a bunch of different organizations, different scenarios. People don't realize, like, behind the scenes when you fight, it's not just the organization you're fighting for, but you're like meeting new people. You're going through different protocols. You have different like hoops to jump through to fight for this organization. So all that stuff he is used to as well. He fought for different organizations, and I don't think my experience was going to be is too much more than his in that aspect.
Yeah. Is there anything you have to do to ensure that you turn things around? Like, is there anything specifically you have to work on or you have to do? Or is it just a matter of certain matchups don't go your way and that's how it plays out? Like, do you see there being anything different that might let you get back into the win column?
Just steady grind, stay working, trying to get 1% better every single day. And that's it. Some fights don't go your way. That happens. Sometimes you clearly dominated, beat up the guy, and the rest of the entire crowd thought you won, and then the judges give it to the other person. That happens sometimes, but it's just about the hard work. All of it said and done, this and that, yada yada. It's just all about hard work. How hard you're willing to work. That's it.
Yeah. Obviously in Bellator, you've bounced around lightweight and welterweight a little bit, mostly been at welterweight or lightweight recently. You did have that one Jason Jackson fight up at 170. Is the plan to stay at 155 for now, or would you be willing to entertain fights in both divisions?
I'll probably stay at 155. The plan is to stay at 155 for right now. I need to get a title shot. I need to get the belt around my waist. But I'm a company man. If Bellator comes to me and says, "Hey, we need you here at 150, at 170. Somebody got hurt, yada yada yada. Like, we need you to step up." I'm a company man. I've done it every time they ever asked me to fight. I've always said yes. So I'd probably say yes.
Yeah. Do you have any idea how much longer you want to do this? Obviously, you've been at it for a long time, for many years. Is retirement even something that you consider at this point? Is that something you think about? Do you have any sort of plan?
We definitely have to think about retirement if you're smart on the business side of it, like having something to do with your life afterwards. You don't want to retire and be like, "Oh, what am I going to do now? Well, how am I going to make money?" So definitely in that aspect, you got to set yourself up to be able to live life and make money and that sort of stuff after you're done with your first career. A lot of people retire, they're a police officer for 25 years and they retire, but what are you going to do afterwards? So in that aspect, in that manner, yes, I have thought about retirement and making sure I'm set up pretty good for when I'm done fighting.
Yeah. But I imagine as of right now, like, you don't have any sort of time frame for how much longer.
No time frame. Just
okay.
We'll see.
Okay. Just depends on performances, how you feel, and I guess if you still want to do it, I would think, right?
You could say that. You could put it in those words.
Okay. Do you see yourself retiring with Bellator? Is there anything else you want to do in combat sports?
No. When I'm done fighting MMA, I'll probably for sure. Yeah, I imagine retire in Bellator with Bellator.
Okay. Last thing, Benson, prediction for this fight. Do you have an idea how it goes? How do you think you get your hand raised on Saturday?
I'm intending on kicking him in the head and getting my hand raised.
All right, Benson. Thanks so much for doing this. I appreciate it, and best of luck to you this weekend.
Thank you.